March is Brain Injury Awareness Month. In tonight's Health Watch report, a local college student and wrestler is sharing his story after a traumatic brain injury nearly cost him everything. Tonight, his road back. Today, Owen Bell doesn't look like what he's been through. But on July 28, 2024, the 20-year-old's life hung in the balance.
It was only me in the car. I was about a mile away from my house. I was going to a wrestling clinic.
Along a familiar road, a moment that changed everything.
I was going faster than the speed limit. I was going 65 and a 40, and I ended up losing control a little bit, and I actually got impact with a fence post that was on the side of the road.
The force of the crash sent debris crashing through the windshield.
One of the posts went through the windshield and impacted me right on the frontal lobe.
Come on, move on, move!
The Bucknell D1 wrestler airlifted to shock trauma, fighting to survive.
They did surgeries on me and really, they pretty much saved my life here.
10 hours of surgery at the University of Maryland Medical Center after suffering skull and facial fractures.
And I want you to walk all the way back to that door.
What followed, a long and uncertain road back.
One at a time.
I was doing physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, so pretty much any therapy you could think of.
At first, even the simplest questions were hard to answer.
I know, I think I was mainly just confused, and I was confused about a lot of different things where some therapists would ask me like what day it was, what the date was. I couldn't remember any of that. They asked me where I was, and I know one of my responses, I was like, am I on vacation or something?
And some memories from that day never came back.
I remember a lot before the accident. I know that day is a little hard to remember. A lot of that memory is kind of wiped out.
All right, going for 2 minutes.
But through months of therapy, progress.
Come on, keep going, keep going. 12.
I'm a lot more talkative now, as you can see, but I know I was a lot more nervous back then.
Still, recovery is ongoing, and some effects linger.
With my brain injury in the frontal lobe and everything, definitely more impulsive. So there was like problems with that, and I know my family let me know about that. I'm getting better at that, still recovering from that.
Now we're looking at holistic brain health.
Samantha Adams, president of the Brain Injury Association of Maryland, says no two brain injuries are the same.
Brain injuries are as unique as a fingerprint, but where your brain was affected, which lobe, and how that manifests is just as unique as your own personality.
And healing doesn't follow a set timeline.
A lot of times, you're going to see ideally that concept of like that individuals with brain injuries will have a plateau of recovery is not necessarily true. Individuals can continue to improve or deteriorate as time goes on.
Many of the struggles aren't always visible.
It's difficult with brain injury in specific because a lot of the symptoms that do last are not necessarily outward, right? So it's difficult to see, and ultimately when it's something that's difficult to see, it's difficult to understand by the public.
Now back in school, Owen is channeling his experience into a new purpose and major.
Now when I went through all that rehab and therapy, I really got a passion into physical therapy, so I was thinking like how I could pursue that career, and I recognized that I could be a biology major and be able to have a job as a physical therapist, which is I really love that.
And look, Brain Injury Awareness Month is about stories like Owen's. He advocates for brain injury awareness and continues to present to teens when he is home from school.